So just how widespread were the record cold temperatures in May?
Roz, it was surprisingly frosty over the last 4 weeks or so. Now, records were broken in every single Australian state for lowest minimums that we've seen. And that includes more than 100 weather stations that actually broke a record. Now, that's just an example of a frosty start in Tenterfield. Canberra, here's a stat, had 18 nights below freezing. Now, this map shows the temperatures compared to average through the month of May. You can see almost the whole country, the blue and the purple there, was colder than normal. The greatest anomalies were through the northern outback. Temperatures in that area were up to 3 degrees below average. But that's the average of the minimums and the maximums. If we just look at the minimums, some areas are more than 5 below average. Let's have a look at Tamworth, just as an example. There's too many towns to go through that broke records. Their average minimums were 2.4. That's 3.5 below their long-term average of 5.9 for May. Coldest on record, data back to 1907. Now, none of the capitals broke any records, but Sydney was a standout. The minimums averaged 10 degrees in May. It's below the long-term average of 11.6, and that made it the coldest in 66 years for Sydney, Roz.
And this comes against a background of record high global temperatures.
Which is why it's such a surprise. I mean, normally we're talking about how it's been the warmest month or warmest season on record, but this one was unusual. These are global temperatures. Now, the black line is 2023. You can see globally temperatures have been running at near record high levels all through this year. So the question is, why was Australia so cold? Well, there's one key reason. Now, this map shows the average pressure for the whole month of May. This red area, that shows the highest pressure. So essentially, all through the month, we saw high pressure near the south coast of Western Australia. Now, winds blow anti-clockwise around highs, which means the airflow has been from the south for most of the country through the month. So that kept temperatures below average. And then overnight, because of the lack of cloud cover and rain this month, well, we didn't have any cloud cover just to trap in any of that heat that developed in the day.
So are we going to have a very cold winter?
That's the big question, isn't it? Probably not, is the short answer, but let's have a look. This is the 3-month outlook. We'll start with minimum temperatures, the chance of above median minimums. Now, parts of the southeast are likely to be colder than normal. Again, it's due to a lack of cloud, but for most of the country, indicated by the red, those minimum temperatures more than likely will bounce back to average or even above average. If we look at the maximum temperatures, though, you can see there, we're looking at maximum temperatures likely to be above average. Greater than 80% chance is the darker red across most of Australia during the next 3 months.